Hello and welcome back to Gabos Sports Live. You catch us here, I think approximately an hour and a half away from the Liverpool kickoff.
Yeah.
We're playing live from Anfield today. I'll tell you something. The best thing about Liverpool is that in about 2.5 hours, I get to leave Liverpool.
you
What a shit town. What a
know, I've
shit.
never been. Have you been?
I have been. I have been. I'm there right now.
Yeah.
A bit of a question. But yeah, man, appreciate all those who've been watching, commenting, subscribing, following, sharing. We're getting back to rhythm. The shorts and the YouTubes and that bullshit is gonna come back soon as well. It's just long,
Mhm.
bro.
Yeah.
Until you've done it, you don't realize like it's actually like it's a full-time job.
Yeah.
Yeah, and captions and all this other bullshit. But it's the life we chose.
Bingo.
Excuse me. I've got a lot to say, so I just want to make sure I'm all
Yeah.
warmed up. So yeah, man, I think there's no other place to start today
Mhm.
other than talking about probably the biggest fixture that's happening this weekend, and that is tomorrow. Like one of the main games. All eyes are going to be on Villa Park, where
Mhm.
Aston Villa are hosting the beleaguered um, Eric Ten Hagen, Osama Ten Hagen's Manchester United. We saw Mr. Jim Ratcliffe fresh off a yacht party, still looking a bit rough. The trim was looking a bit faded, being asked in front of the world's press about his thoughts on Eric Ten Hag. He gave a very, I don't know, gave a very diplomatic response saying that the team has just been together and it's going to be on Omar and the guy they robbed off Newcastle. Uh, but yeah, Boots, man. I've rambled on.
Yeah. I don't know. Going back to what you were saying about what's his name, Ratcliffe. They asked him, "Oh, do you have faith in Ten Hag?" And he was just like, "Oh, I don't want to answer that." So I don't know. It kind of tells you like the writings on the wall for this guy. I don't know if this result actually makes a difference for him, to be honest. But knowing United and how incompetent they are, if he could win this game and then they think, oh, you know what, let's keep him in the job. But I genuinely don't see how. Maybe somehow just United jam they could get a draw somehow, some way. Like, do you remember last season the fixture how when they went to Villa Park and Villa just peppered them.
I
They
remember.
just smoked them, and then McTominay comes off the bench and scores a winner for them. Um, but
The
yeah,
same McTominay is lighting up at Napoli at the moment.
yeah.
Scored another goal yesterday. They're top of the league at the moment.
Hmm.
He was scoring for them last season. It's just, I mean, United, bro, it's the arrogance. He was a proper mid-table fighter. I didn't personally rate him, but I mean, they are seriously lacking any sort of threat in midfield in terms of goal creation.
Hmm.
I think, bro, personally, it hits at the end. The funniest part about all of this is, yeah, we kind of predicted exactly how it was going to go. We
Yeah.
knew they were going to, as soon as they pulled off the miracle against Man City, we knew they were going to keep this guy. They were going to blow another bag on his shit players, and then they were
Mhm.
going to bid him off mid-season and most likely get Ruud van Nistelrooy, and then the cycle continues. What's your prediction for this one? I mean, it's hard to see anything other than a Villa win, fresh off the back of beating Bayern Munich at home.
Bro, those centre backs, yeah, what's his name, De Ligt and Martinez, they look fucking awful, bro. They look so dead. Like, did you watch the Porto highlights? At least, yeah, you did call it to me. But did you watch the Porto highlights?
I watched the second half and I watched the highlights of the first
Bro,
half.
for the third goal, the way my man got dusted, the butcher, more like the grocer, bruv. Bro, this guy got absolutely dusted, and then he just quit. And then, what's his name? Omorodon. Well, I don't know how to pronounce that guy's name. He put
More,
he done the lift with some movement, and then
yeah,
back, and he also bullied the lift with the header as well.
yeah.
Oh, they look awful together. And Do you know what's a big indictment on Ten Hag? Yeah, he signed those two guys maybe around 70, 80 M's together,
Yeah,
around that price. No,
more,
more,
maybe 9.
nearly 100 because
Yeah.
I forgot Martinez like nearly 60 M's. Um, bro, he subbed off two of his centre backs, and which he does on a regular basis, by the way.
He's one of the only guys in the top 5 leagues who subs off centre back, and not just a centre back, both centre back every game.
But the point I'm trying to make is they're two of his signings, 100 mil signings, yeah, and he goes and puts on the guys that are not even his guys to shore up the thing. And the guy that he was trying to force out the club last summer, yeah, and Maguire, is the only guy that seems to trying to keep him in the job, bro.
And I mean, this guy's more of a captain now that he's not the captain. He was the one who was taking the pressure off him in the press conference afterwards as well.
Bro, literally, bro. Like genuinely, it's a shit show, bro. When it
Bro,
comes
listen,
to
Mr. 5'3" with that attitude, Alessandro Martinez. Like, if we're being 100% transparent, it's been a catastrophic. It's been a catastrophic 12 to 18 months for him. He came on, he fouled some guys. He looked like he wanted it, and he's had 2 bad injuries. There's no kind of getting past that. But Delict, bro, like the Delict Ponzi scheme continues, bro.
I don't know how he keeps. Yeah, bro. I don't know how he keeps scamming his way into these big club moves, bro.
But he has shown. No, I'm not saying he's shown anything to be a good, regarded as a good signing. He hasn't shown anything to separate himself from Maguire.
I think Maguire's better than him, bro.
Maguire's a better player, and Mum's life is right there in plain English on the group chat. You know, while we're like, yeah, bro, this guy's not better than H Max, bro. H Max actually better than this guy.
Bro, he does this thing, yeah, where he has to commit to a sliding tackle. Like he will just slide into something. If he gets the ball, good. If he doesn't, he will just go and the guy will go just run past him. Yeah, bro.
He's not a cautious defender. He's a very Hollywood defender, bro. Like he's trying to get them. And the problem is Martinez is exactly the same kind of player. Martinez has got maybe a bit more in terms of like the passing game, a little bit more, not a lot. He's not a fantastic line breaking defender. But
the thing is, you say that, but bro, his first season he was actually 30, but bro, it's like it's all gone out the window, bro. He's playing like he's absolutely trash, bro. He looks awful. He looks weak. He looks slow. I don't know, bro. Maybe the low block in the first year protected a lot of his deficiencies because you know Man United were very compact in the first year. You know when they finished third.
Yeah.
And he had a good season. Everyone was gassing him. But now they're trying to progress and bring that line a bit higher up. He looks awful, bro.
Yeah, he's not at the level, man. And they're gonna come in and they're gonna obviously they don't the guy who got off very, very lucky out of this is young Mr. Lenny Yoro, bro, because his stocks would be through the floor if he had started in this shit show, bro. Because
to be fair, that injury would have been a blessing.
Yeah, bro, he's the guy who's gonna be leading the line here. You know, the new £60 million 17-year-old wonder kid. And look, I'm all for youth and stuff, but like our first guys, yeah, bro, they were kind of like already a bit seasoned. Like you can't money. That's the only thing you could say. He could have gone to Real Madrid, he chose United, and he's taken the money, bro, because at this point in time, he's not going to get the development he needs. And I just can't see them getting anybody better. Like, who's going to really... My dream, my hope, our dream is Mr. Gareth Southgate.
Yeah.
We're so close. I can almost taste it.
Bro, it would be sensational if they got him, to be fair. But I think what they're going to do is I think they're going to give it to Polite Van Nistelrooy, bro.
Yeah.
I think they're just gonna give it to him. I think deep down they knew that Ten Hag wasn't the guy, and I think they brought in Van Nistelrooy as the contingency.
Yeah, 100%. But I also think, because bro, a guy who's been a full-time manager, who's young, who's kind of still looking for manager jobs, and dropping back into assistant management role, regardless of if he loves the club or whatever, for me, just screams.
He knew.
backup plan. And he knew, bro, that must have been one of the terms and conditions of him staying in the job. Is all right, we'll keep you in because we can't find anybody else, but we are gonna bring a guy in to kind of assess the squad and jump in and parachute in when we need him. And I think Villa Park, if it's a drubbing, if it is a drubbing, then it is sayonara straight away. But if they manage to pull off a miracle, and the first half, bro, against Porto, it looked like he was going to do a classic Ten Hag miracle, bro, and pull off the win in some fashion. But it doesn't get much easier for them because they got. My prediction was he goes after they lose in Turkey to Fenerbahce, because if Jose Mourinho does a thing over them in Turkey, then the
Oh,
writing.
that would be so cold. That would be like just a beautiful ending.
That's in exactly 2 weeks' time. It's in 2 weeks' time. Or 3 weeks' time, sorry, that match is in 3 weeks' time against Fenerbahce. They've got Aston Villa tomorrow, and then they've got Brentford at home after the international break. Now, in terms of logistics, the international break, bro, we'll move on from United, but in terms of logistics, the international break makes all the sense in the world to get rid of this guy.
Yeah. But United, I don't know. Let's see how this new ownership move, because usually they don't do the common sense in it. So yeah. But rounding up on them, I'm gonna give my prediction.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Do United have a goal in them? I don't. I was hearing that Rashford, who had a pretty 30. I watched his highlights. He looked pretty sharp on the first half. I heard him and I don't know how true this is. It might be complete waffle, but I heard him and Ten Hag had a little bust up at half time, and that's why he yanked him off. Yeah.
Yeah.
If there is truth in that, and he doesn't play, like, bro, Garnacho when he starts here, he looks meaty, bro. It's like Trossard for us. Like when against tired legs, he looks good, but when he starts, it's not the same. So I don't know. I'm gonna go 3-1 Villa. I'll give United a goal. I'll go 3-1 Villa.
I was gonna say the exact same scoreline, man, but I think they both played in midweek. Villa had a bit more rest.
Mm-hmm.
Villa also didn't have to travel. Watkins, Duran. I'm gonna go 4-1 Aston Villa.
Bro.
I think they're gonna get packed.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna get packed. I think the knives are out. I think the blood is in the water. I think they're gonna go in for the kill, bro, because it's possible with Man United against the real true tactician, like Unai Emery. As much as I despise him, he's got the ability to build a game plan to run right. So that's my gut feeling. I think it's gonna be a long night in this, and I think Ten Hag is gonna be getting a taxi shortly afterwards to Manchester. He's going back to FC Twente and those kind of teams.
Yeah, bro. I think he needs to, bro. Do you know his as well, bro? His Issa, guy hasn't been on the show for God knows how long, but he said something about his communication, and Benny McCarthy, lo and behold, comes out and says he's a decent tactician, but his communication is just awful. And bro, you can tell, how is this guy with the every 2 seconds gonna get out a team to play for him, bro? Like, he just looks, and even Tottenham, remember they interviewed him before he went to United, and they said they didn't go with him because there was a lack of charisma, bro.
Yeah,
you can see it, bro.
He's awful at dealing with the press. He's very arrogant. But we've been saying this for such a long time, bro. And then I think it was completely compounded by listening to the eloquence of Arne Slot, bro, who comes from the same country, who's basically one of the best communicators in the league.
Yeah, literally, genuine.
The way that he kind of takes the heat off his team, and the way that he kind of is managing the pressure of it all. And then you got this guy coming on, bro, sounding like he's getting fucking bummed by a horse. and it just makes you look even worse, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's true, bro. It's so true, man.
He's gotta go. He's gotta go. Moving on from that pile of shit, bro. Let's have a quick conversation about the early kickoff. I don't know if you can see behind me, but the fans are starting to fight. Let's hope they all move in a orderly fashion, because we know how that one can go. They are playing against Mr. Glasner's
They're playing away though. They're not playing at Anfield today, are they?
Listen.
Yeah, it's at Palace. Yeah.
I did just realize that I've been given the location for the game. That's supposed to be in South London. Fuck. Anyways, moving swiftly on from that, they are playing against Mr. Glasner's Crystal Palace, who, despite being everyone's kind of dark horses this season, haven't really started particularly well, man. I'm a bit disappointed so far in what I've seen from Palace. I think, it has been a bogey ground over the years for Liverpool, but what's your take on this one?
You know what? I think Palace, yeah, I've watched quite a bit of them this season, funnily enough, because I think that even though their results haven't been the best, if you do watch their games, they're quite entertaining. They still play quite good football.
Yeah.
I think their problem lies in the final third this year. Like, Nketiah looks really good, to be fair. Off the right, he's playing them off the right with Mateta up top. Like for Palace, like against United, he was pretty good. The one that's actually shocked me is Eze can't put the ball in the back. Bro, all their chances fall to this guy in the last few games that I've watched. And the amount, bro, if you look at the catalogue of sitters this guy's missed, yeah, it's insane, bro. Like, Palace should be like higher than where they are. I think they could, like, listen, Liverpool are in a good vein of form, but there is still something about them, especially early, they can get got at. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there's something in there for Palace. They beat them last year at Anfield. That was like one of the beginning of the decline of their title hopes. But yeah, I think Palace can do something to them, man. As long as they can put the ball in the back of the net, they got a good chance, man. What about you?
I mean, I watched a fair few of their games. They drew 1-1 with Chelsea. They drew 2-2 with Leicester. They drew 0-0 with Man United. They lost last weekend to Everton at Goodison. And so it's been a lot of topsy-turvy, 50-50 games, but they have played some tough opposition, with the exception of maybe Everton, which was a winnable game for them. But I just think, like, the changes that Slot has made so far in terms of not being as risky as Klopp, but still kind of playing attacking football, I think that patience, that slower build up will give them a bit more control, and I think they win the battle in terms of midfields there. And if it's a slower paced game, which I'm anticipating it will be from traditional Liverpool Palace games, I can see Liverpool winning. And also they've got, I mean, Salah, whilst he's on the decline, he's still number one or number two in the position. He's fighting with Saka for the title, in my opinion, of best right winger in the league. And I think so far Diaz has comfortably been the best left winger in maybe even in Europe, bro, so far this season.
Can't argue with that, to be honest.
And his threat. Darwin's coming off a goal. I just can't see Liverpool losing this one. I think Palace will score, but I want to go for 2-1 because a lot of Liverpool games have kind of been like small wins. They haven't been like huge. Even against Ipswich, like you said, I think they got at them in the first half. They could have had a lot more joy if they could finish their chances. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go 2-1 Liverpool against Palace.
2-1 Liverpool. I'm going to do. You know what? I'm gonna go 2-2. Another Palace draw.
Draw, yeah. That makes sense. Moving swiftly on, I want to talk about another big game that's taking place this weekend, if my computer will allow me. And that is going to be the game between Manchester City against Fulham. I don't know if you remember last season, there was a bit of a robbery going on in that game.
Oh, yeah.
The free kick on the stroke of halftime with was it handball? I think it was. Fulham and Marco Silva are one of the few teams, that are like punch above their weight against Manchester City.
Yes.
And Fulham have come in red hot to the start of the season. I mean, I think they had. Did they lose? Who did they lose against last week? Did they lose last weekend, or they beat Newcastle last weekend?
They won last weekend. I think it was at Forest, maybe.
Was it Forest last weekend?
I think they won 1-0 at Forest.
They won 1-0 at Forest, and they drubbed Newcastle at home the week before that. 1-1 draw with West Ham, 1-1 draw with Ipswich, and then they beat Leicester City on the opening weekend, I believe.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
No, sorry, on the second weekend they lost in the opening weekend to Man United, but I've been impressed with them, man. I think all the new signings have kind of gelled in pretty nicely.
Yeah,
They got like on the ball, they've got the quality to be able to at least create some openings, with Iwobi and Smith Rowe, and they've
yeah.
kind of they've kind of just carried on business as usual despite losing what many thought them was their most important player in Palinia.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so with that being said, I'm going City 4-0.
Oh yeah.
I had you in the first half, didn't I?
You know, when you're saying all of this, yeah, I'm thinking to myself, bro, do I burst this bubble? But you done it for me.
Uh,
Um,
what's
yeah,
the point? What's the point? I just wanted to get these bastards out of the way, bro. But
yeah.
see what you-
Yeah, I can't see, to be honest, I can't see Fulham getting something like that Etihad, especially because the City have drawn their last two games, so I'm guessing they want to get back to winning ways, and Pep's going to get them fired up for this one. So, yeah.
You know what, though, man? Player for player, we were doing the draft the other day, and if you haven't
Mm.
seen it, it's definitely worth a watch. Player for player, City, I don't know, man. There's something about in this season that's just not really moving me, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that people said that last season as well, and they won the league. The thing is, I get where you're coming from, but they still got enough to be the top dogs. They're the ones to beat. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
with that guy up top, bro, bro, it's just business as usual, man. Like, he can just score the most deadest, like scattiest chances. The only thing is, obviously, they haven't got Rodri. I don't know if KDB is back, and
No.
Gundogan, he doesn't look exactly the same as when he left. You know, he looks a bit, I don't know,
He's
off.
slow. The bloke's 34 in it, so age can catch up to him. I think Walker's looking a bit washed.
Mm-hmm.
I think Walker's looking a bit washed. I think Kovacic, it's a big downgrade, man. It's just a big downgrade in that midfield. Doku, I mean, he's playing against the fullback that's under the age of 35 today, so we can comfortably say he's not going to be doing a whole lot. And Foden will be ball boying, bro. And he's one
It's
of the
gone back to with Foden. He's gone back to last season he played him quite a bit. He got the Player of the Year, which we all think was a bit of a fugazi, but he's gone back to not trusting him anymore, bro. Like he hasn't started many games this year, no. Maybe in
no.
the champs and the against the bum teams, but
I mean, Player of the Year in a shortlist that didn't nominate Rodri, who's the best player in the world, is not really much of a list that we can kind of take like at face value as a reputable list. But with that being said, man, I mean, look, they have the X factor in Erling Haaland. They have Savinho, who has really impressed me.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, look, yeah, until you pry the title from their cold dead hands, they're still going to be the City machine, the blue machine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, bro, that's gonna be
I'm
light
going
work.
3-0 City. I was gonna actually triple captain Haaland today, but
I
again,
missed, I missed the
I didn't
deadline.
do it. Yeah.
I missed the deadline. Why have I missed the deadline? Has the
You've
deadline
got
gone?
you've got 10 minutes.
Well, I mean, in that case, I've missed the deadline. But yeah, so we've got that game, and then touching very, very quickly on today, 3 p.m. at the Carpet, Arsenal face off against a very familiar foe in Southampton, a team that we all collectively despise.
Oh,
It's the return of Aaron Ramsdale. What do you foresee here?
bro, that guy, yeah, he owes us, especially against this team, for what he did on our Eid a couple years ago when he was passing the ball straight to their strikers. He was having a stinker, yeah, bro. And this team is, bro, no matter how bad they are, if you look at history, we always seem to struggle against them, bro. Like we always like maybe we dominate the game or whatever, but they always come out with something in the game, and it's never straightforward against them. Yeah, but they are very, very bad. Like this is the worst Premier League Southampton team I've seen in my time. So bruv, we need to beat these lot. Like they look awful, bruv. Like their best player is probably Ramsdale. It is Ramsdale. I don't know. I don't really know anyone else in that team, to be honest.
They've got Jofra Archer, Ben Brereton Diaz. They've got the captain is missing after calling the referee. See you next Tuesday. But yeah, bro. Other than that, it is an absolute collection of rejects. It
Yeah.
is the special needs team of the Premier League, bro. It should be light work, but like you said, bro. Remember that time when Koeman was the manager and they lost 10 on the trot, bro, and the one that they end up winning was against us at St Mary's. Remember the Haramsdale game that cost us the title, although it was between him and Partey for that 95th minute blast, bro, after a 5-minute intricate build up that sealed our title disaster and probably the only bottle of the last couple of years. But yeah, man, if there's one thing I hope is that these guys don't come with a level of arrogance up to this game and they just realize that these guys can hurt us and these guys enjoy hurting us and that this is the kind of game that we run the score up and we make a real statement. But
Yeah, man. I'd love to see Nwaneri, man. I'd love to see him in midfield. He's like, Arsenal, they're winning now, yeah, without Odegaard, but the ball is just, you've been saying it. I've been fighting it because we're winning and we're getting the results.
yeah.
But without Odegaard in the midfield, it's not as smooth, it's not as silky. And Nwaneri has that. Like Trossard, you can tell it's a makeshift.
Yeah, he doesn't listen, man. The thing about it is, even the second half against PSG, it was controlled, it was measured. They had their opportunities, blah blah blah. We spoke about it midweek, but the second half of their games, yeah, when we go up and we run these leads up, and it was the same last weekend against Leicester as well. We just come out like with this arrogant, lethargic vibe, bro. And it's like, yeah, the job's done. Let's just manage the game and get out of here, bro. And we never seem to go fourth and fifth gear and just go, let's just run up the score and just smash.
And that nearly cost us. It cost us against Brighton because we came out like just a bit. We were playing some good ball, but then we started doing this stupid like cocky thing where we lose the ball and we're like, oh, we're gonna get it back anyways, whatever. And then the Leicester game, we were lucky because we were okay. First half 2-0 going. Everyone thinks the game's over. Then you come out like you said, and we're just trying to manage the game and do this cocky thing. Well, we could have just put them to the sword.
Bro, it's been frustrating, and it's some people are saying you've been saying, look, second half of the season, leave some in the tank, start a bit slower than warm up. And remember last season, like January onwards, we were just dismantling teams. But I just can't see it. I want to see Nwaneri. I want to see Marino. It might be a bit too much to get both of them to start together. It might be a case of keep the team stable and just maybe introduce one new guy and give Partey the fucking week off. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that, to be honest. I'm not mad at that.
I don't want to play 2 6s, brother, against Southampton. I want to have a bit more of an intent to try and win the game. So Marino's got enough defensive nous to be able to, provide us with what we need in terms of covering and tracking back. You look decent, even if it was a little bit rusty in the second half against PSG when he came on. But I think get him in, get involved now. And I'm not sure if I want to see Trossard there, but from a purely selfish entertainment perspective, I like seeing Trossard with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah.
To go. Like a Hail Mary, just twine up a few times.
When he comes off the bench against tired legs, he looks like he's got pace. He looks like he's got strength. He's got he looks so much better off the bench. He's just a wavy impact player.
Yeah, and he needs the lines. Like he needs to be able to play like with kind of his back to the touchline, bro, at times, and facing the touchline at times to be able to make his dribbling count because he doesn't have the pace. When he's in the middle and he's got all that open space, it's like isolated moments where he can kind of whip balls in or play through balls, but kind of in open space carrying the ball, he just doesn't provide the threat for me to consider he's a good player. I mean, Havertz undroppable. Martinelli's kind of playing himself into some decent form. The thing about Martinelli is he'll miss fucking a glut of chances, but in terms of pure work rate, he's like the anti-Rashford. He's the anti-Mbappe, bro. He's a guy who's going to give you 11 solid kilometers of sprinting,
Mhm.
and we need that if
Yeah,
we're going to
yeah.
go far in this league. And I
Mhm.
think everyone else, Timber looks like he's a bit. That's gonna be the rule. That's the real talking point. Is it going to be Timber? Is it going to be White? Is it going to be Tomiyasu?
I don't think he's gonna because they pulled him out already from the international.
I think that's why they did it.
Well, so yeah, I mean, I think it's the last two internationals they've done that with him, no? The international break. Did he go to the last
He
one?
went to the last one.
Oh right, okay, okay.
I think he went to the last one. Because I remember him and his brother, and I was thinking when they were announcing the list, they just used one picture and they just changed the name. But I'm going for 3-1 Arsenal.
No clean sheet.
No, we're at home.
I'm gonna go 3-0. I'm gonna
Okay.
say 3-0. I can't see, hopefully I'm right, man. Don't want to concede the goal to these lot.
Havertz, I'm going Marino, I'm going Saka. Those are my 3 goal scorers.
Yeah. I think Nwaneri comes on and scores late. That's what I'm happening. That's the only.
This is by all intents a championship level team, so it's a nice step up from Bolton.
Yeah.
And Arsenal, Southampton, we're going for a nice sort of win there. Do you want to touch on tomorrow's primetime game, which is Brighton at home against Spurs?
That's a good game, man.
Okay, now let's move on to the next game, which is Chelsea at home to Nottingham Forest. That's tomorrow at 2 p.m. Am I laughing?
You don't want to talk about Tottenham Brighton, man.
Not really. No, I hate both teams. And, Tottenham.
Man.
Tottenham they were talking about. Would you want to spend some time talking about Tottenham?
I mean, they did have a big win last week, but it's fine. We'll go.
Who did they beat last week?
Man United.
Oh, Midico.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
I'll
wait to see the DVD about that one. Oh,
yeah. I mean, we gotta touch on the game, man. I think, listen, with Tottenham and Brighton, yeah, I fully expect Tottenham to bottle it and lose this game after a big win. I can't see them winning this game. Bro, Timo Werner, I don't know if you've been watching, obviously you watched the United game, so you saw his antics in that one. And I watched some of the highlights because the Tottenham fans have been going nuts at him against, I don't even know who they played in Europa League. Bro, I don't know if you saw it. Someone played it across to him. He was 1-on-1 through on goal. He takes a touch to go around the keeper. Bro, it goes to the corner flag and he hits the side netting. It was so funny. He's on 180k a week. He looks awful, bro.
Bro, I think I was seeing the stat in the Premier League. He's currently, I think, like 6 goals XG missed.
Yeah, bro.
Which is a fucking absolutely insane statistic, bro. Because against the United game should have been 6-0, and he should have had a hat trick.
Yeah.
Also, he was 6-0, should have had a hat trick, but bro, I mean, the guy is absolutely pony, bro.
He's so bad, bro.
Is it another loan, or do they sign him?
Nah, they loaned him. They loaned him again.
Bro, I mean, remember, I mean, this is a guy who was bagging 25 goals a season for Leipzig his first go around.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's actually nuts. Man. I don't know why.
I think he's got like a legit problem because do you remember back then he had to get subbed off in games because he has an inner ear condition where when the stadium is super loud, he loses his balance. I'm not even making it up, by the way.
Yeah, I remember you told me.
He's got like a vertigo problem when the stadium's loud, he loses his balance. And then there's some guys here, like Kawhi Leonard style, are smart when it comes to their financials, that they can kind of hide certain injuries and how bad they are in order to kind of just secure the bag. And I think he's in that kind of mode, that Andre Schürrle mode, bro, where they're just trying to scoop up as much peas as they can before they call it in early and go to the mountains to hike or whatever Schürrle's doing. I think that's what he does now. Andre Schürrle's a mountain hiker.
Bro, yeah. I saw him. I went on his. I don't know why, but I went on his Insta the other day. Yeah. He just came to my head, and I was like, oh, let me just see what this guy's up to. And he's actually some mountain hiker, like does
Yeah.
some stuff, like
Fair
he's
enough.
living his life. Yeah,
Yeah. I
he's,
mean, he
he's
made
won it
his
all.
money, fucking bagged goal in the World Cup semis. You know, he's done everything, but really, you can do bagging
Yeah,
that goal against Brazil in the Maracanã, bro, in the Brazilian World Cup. Come on,
yeah,
that's as high as you're gonna get
yeah.
in world football. But yeah, man, prediction for the Spurs game.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Brighton.
Yeah.
It's at the Amex. I'm gonna go 2-1 Brighton.
Okay. My prediction is going to be that there will be a game of football played at the Amex tomorrow, and some of you might care, but I don't. Next on the agenda, Chelsea will take on Nottingham Forest at the
Yeah,
Bridge.
yeah.
Chelsea. Who wrote those lyrics? Um, I mean, listen, man. I hate to ask for flowers. I'm not Baz after all, but I did say, man, I did say Chelsea. Even though my predictions, I was swayed by popular opinion. There's something. This Mariska guy, man, he's got something about him.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can't lie. Yeah, to be honest, I don't really watch Chelsea. I just find them a very boring institution, so I don't really tune into a lot of their games. But from just the highlights and the scorelines, they look good, man. I can't hate. I'm a big Chelsea hater. I always want them to fail, to be honest, but I really can't. Like, they look like they're playing good ball. They're rotating their full 11 in Europe, and they're still winning. They have their starting 11 fresh for the league. I mean, it's all coming along nicely.
What about
Sorry.
what about their third 11? They're not really getting many games, are they? The fourth 11, I'm not even sure if they're allowed in the car park. But no, you're right, bro. I think in terms of Premier League, might be a controversial one here, but I think they've probably got the second most prolific attack in the league at the moment, bro. I think in terms of like pure like the number of different goal scorers, the types of goals they can score. We can't really talk about Chelsea without talking about the 4 goals that Mr. Cole Palmer. That free kick was ridiculous. That was the pick of the bunch. Free kick.
Yeah,
But,
has he scored a free kick before? I didn't really know he had that in his bag, to be honest.
I don't think. I'm not sure if he has. I'm not sure. I mean, last season was really his first season playing professional ball. And I'm not sure if he's bagged a free kick like that before. But it was a truly exceptional goal. Some people are going a little bit overboard, saying he's the best player in the league.
No, and he's getting into every level in the world. Like, this is getting crazy, man. This is why I start hating on him, bro. Because the gas just gets too much, bro. But I get it. Oh, like, it's hard not to get gas. The guy just scored, the only player in history, is it, to score 4 goals in a half? Like the first half, sorry. Yeah, bro, he looks good. I saw something funny actually. Lee Carsley saying that he's an option to play at left back for England.
I saw he said
And a lot of the media were going nuts. They wanted to kill him for it. To be honest, I can't really see it. I can see Saka, but I can't see Palmer at left back or left wing back, whatever it is.
The hard thing is, bro, like, even though he's absolutely, firing on all cylinders at the moment, and this might be just pure bias from me, I just still don't think he does the sheer amount that Saka does all over the pitch.
Yeah, you know, with that comparison, I just don't understand it. Like, Palmer is not a winger, yeah? And when he plays on the wing, for example, when he plays against City in the first game of the season, when he got shifted to the right, when he gets played on the right for England, he has thinkers, they say, oh, but he's not a winger. Okay, but so why are you comparing him to Saka? Compare him to the Brunos, compare him to the Odegaards, compare him to the I don't know, the Bruyners. But everyone's litmus test now is Saka. Any new kid, he can be a centre back. Is he better than Saka? Is that, bro? What are we doing here? They were doing it with Mainu. Is he better than Saka?
We know how that is, though, mate. But yeah, no, I think. I mean, he's definitely. By the way, the fantasy was down for maintenance, so I'm not going to be able to get there in time. I was going to put
Nah.
Cole Palmer, but unfortunately, it's just not going to happen.
He
Forest,
looks.
by the way, they're looking better than we anticipated.
Yeah, but bro, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, he. I mean, it's early doors, bro. It hasn't even been 10 games, but from the start, bro, he's already done more than I thought he would. I think their first L was last week, to be honest. To Fulham. I might be mistaken, to be honest.
No, you're right, bro.
Yeah.
They're already a quarter of the way to the 40-point mark. They're currently in 10th place, 2 wins, 3 draws. Chelsea obviously in 4th place at the moment, 1 point off Arsenal and City, and 2 off Liverpool. They've got 4 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss on their record, which I believe was against Manchester City on the opening day.
Yes.
I'm going to go for I'm going to go 4-1 Chelsea.
4-1. Okay. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go for a Chelsea win, but I don't think it'll be a drubbing. I think they'll have some hairy moments. I think Nottingham Forest look a bit resilient this year, so I'm gonna go 2-1 Chelsea.
Okay. Okay. Um, in terms of the other games, bro, I'm not gonna, there's as much as we love the Prem, bro, there is also a lot of dross that comes along with it that only local fans will support. West Ham are against Ipswich Town at home today. I mean, my man Lopetegui is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
This could be really a well-needed easy game for him. I know there's no such thing as easy games, but for me, Ipswich look a bit light for the type of football they play. What do you
But do
think?
you know who we have to talk about? Yeah, even though they're underdogs, but what's his name? Delap against
Yeah.
Villa. Whew,
Ooh.
he looks like he's a player, man.
But bro, he's a guy that we've been hearing about for a long time, like in terms of mashing up the City Academy records and his record in the Premier League too. And then he had a couple of loans that didn't, kind of go as well as he did. But bro, this guy, Rory taught him football, which is astonishing. Rory just can't
Bro,
play.
he looks rapid as well. Do you remember? Did you
He's
see
jet. Yeah, he's
bro,
jet. And that
bro,
touch,
and
yeah,
the
he's
Brighton,
kind of
the
back.
Bright, the what's his name? Carlos, the guy that the Villa centre back. What's his name
Yeah,
again?
Carlos Vinicius, is it?
I don't know. The
No.
big wham guy. The way he cooked him. Oh, did you see the step over? Boom, boom. Drops it to his left, bangs it across goal. What a goal, man! Beautiful. You got a brace against them, bro.
Yeah, 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 but he did very well, bro, in that game. There's absolutely no denying. But I do believe that
West
he
Ham.
is going to have a bit more of a Diogo Carlos. That's the guy you're talking about, bro. For
Yeah.
he's spun, and that guy has got lead in his boots. Diogo Carlos. He's a bit of a stiff bastard, but yeah, he shifted him very, very quickly. For me, it's West Ham, bro. It's one of those it's probably one of the hardest. This is the accumulator destroyer is what they call them. West Ham. West Ham. You're going to be having a bad time because right now they're 14th in the league. They have lost they got smashed by Chelsea. Then they drew last weekend with Brentford away, drew with West Ham away, got bashed up by City. They beat Palace, which was a big scalp for them, but then they also lost to Villa as well. I'm going to go for a West Ham win. I'm going to say their defense is shit. They got rid of a lot of good players, especially, and we spoke about this before. What's his name? The cat kicker, bro.
Zuma.
Zuma. They got rid of Zuma. He went to the Emirati League. And yeah, I'm gonna go for 2-1 Ipswich Town. No, sorry, 2-1 West Ham.
Oh, I was about to say that's a big.
No,
That would have been him out the door, bro.
yeah.
I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go. They have a lot of good players, West Ham, man. I can't. I'm gonna go 3-1 West Ham.
Okay.
Go 3-1 West Ham.
Let's shoot through these next ones because they're generally the don't give a fuck about them kind of games.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Is it Brentford versus Wolves? Is that happening today?
That's a good little fun game, to be fair. Yeah, it is today. It's at 3 o'clock.
Brentford Wolves at the bus stop. Wolves. I mean, look, man, we love Gaz O'Neill, bro, but they've had a honker. They've had an absolute honker of a start to the season. The pressure's starting to build up a little bit.
I don't think you
And
should have sold Kilman, bruv.
no way, bro. That was one of the better players, man.
Bro,
Uh,
they look so bad at the back. It's
yeah,
crazy.
we've said this on
Uh,
numerous occasions because they're playing three fucking wingers as defenders.
yeah, yeah. I think Mbuemo, I should have brought him into fantasy, bruv. I keep forgetting, man. Fuck. I think Mbuemo is gonna cook this game, bruv.
Forget about the result because Brentford are winning.
Yeah.
Let's talk about whether, for the fourth time, they've already got the record. For the fourth time, they'll be able to score in the first minute of the game. Because I was watching the game on BN Sports, right? And Andy Gray and Richard Keys, may they rest in peace, were talking about that stat, and they were saying before the game they've scored 2 already. What are the odds? They kick it to the far touchline, they get a throw in, and they score another goal. And as they were saying it, it was happening before our very eyes. I was like, "What the hell? It literally happened again 3 times in the first minute with the same tactic." If they kick off again, they're going to do the same shit.
Yeah, they have to.
Again. I know Whistle
I
got
mean,
injured by who's it? Bruno Fernandes took him out. Was it? No, it wasn't. Somebody nasty, bro. I can't remember who it was, man.
took who out?
Whistle's injured, isn't it?
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Wemo, bro.
Oh, it was Kovacic, bruv.
Kovacic, that bastard, bro. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think it's gonna be an easy dub for Brentford, man.
Yeah, man. Hondo. I think they have this their record signing. Yeah, no one really knows him too much
The
because
Brazilian striker.
no, his name's Sade. He's a German.
Are you sure he's not a Nigerian soul singer?
No. It's Sade. SCHADE.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy, he looks decent, you know. He was out because he started to get a bit of form the season before last towards the end.
Yeah.
And then he got a mad ACL, I think, or something, a big injury kept him out for the majority of the season last season. And now he's back and he looks all right, you know. He doesn't look bad. So yeah, I think he'll get on the score sheet. I think Mbuemo will get on the score sheet. And Wolves are very good going forward. So I don't see Brentford keeping a clean sheet. So I'm gonna go. You know what? Should I go for a crazy scoreline? Nah, 3-1. 3-1 Brentford. You know what? 3-2 Brentford. 3-2. I'm going to make it an insane game. I'm going to try to will it into existence.
I'm gonna say it'll be a nice and easy 2-0 Brentford. A lot of good things going forwards, Wolves, but at the same time, I just think they just don't have the killers, bro. They just don't have the ability to pack it in. So for me, yeah, man, that's my gut feeling. And the final game, last and least, let's say, is Leicester hosting Bournemouth. Bournemouth? Is that even a team? I don't know.
mean, can I push that to the side because that's a game I really don't care about. I want to talk about, did Everton win today? And they did, and they're hosting Newcastle. That's a decent game.
I don't know how I missed that. I was thinking there's somebody I'm missing, and it was them. Everton, obviously fresh off the back of their first win. If you're talking about bringing Mbuemo into the fantasy, the guy I've been trying to bring into my fantasy for 3 weeks, has been fucking Dwight McNeil.
Oh yes.
Dwight McNeil was a good player,
bro.
He's a good player.
He's cooking. I can't lie. And do you know what's with Everton? Yeah, bro. Last year was the same thing. Yeah, they were getting. If you remember, early doors, they were getting packed in left, right, and center. Yeah, and then Sean Dyche, he just slowly starts to work his magic, and then they go on a little run. And I'm gonna say today, Everton are beating Newcastle. I'm telling you from now. I have a feeling it's gonna happen. Yeah, it's like Goodison.
You're saying Sean Dyche was making tweaks here and tweaks. He made one tweak, bro, and it was to drop the undroppable Irogan Bunman. Irogan Bunman didn't start, and they won the game. What the fuck? Surprise, surprise! The guy I've been telling him to drop since the show started, since our preview started, and Irogan Bunman touches bench, and they hold 3 points, bro. Come on, someone hire me, man.
I don't know how he looks like. I've never seen him in my life.
Irogan Bunman. He sounds. He looks exactly like how his name is. So he's a regular man, and he's got a gun shape coming out of his bum. Irogan Bunman. Observer Man J, I love this game. I love the show. We love this game, and we love you. All right. So
Bingo.
thank you for that. Anyways, we are 45 minutes away from kickoff. I think we've covered pretty much everyone apart from the one game we really don't give a shit about, which was Spurs versus. I know Abdullah forced me to cover that. No, Leicester versus Bournemouth. In that game, I'm going to go for 2-1 Leicester. I think Jamie Vardy is primed for these kind of little, bottom of the top of the championship, bottom of the Premier League type of clashes. And as much as I like Areola, whatever his name is, he's gonna have to sit down for a little while and watch a legend at work. But yeah, man. Thank you to all who watch, who subscribe, tune in, who comment, send in your ideas. If you know any producers who are willing to go through our archives and put together some clips, put them in touch with us. And we shall see you very, very soon.
In a bit.